definitely, or rather the eight vibration is coming up with you. And then too, as soon as you got on the phone, they say travel. Tell her she's going to travel. But let me tell you a little bit about one of your past lives. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you are. I'm not sure if you are into any like comedic studies or anything of that nature. But I'm picking up more of a crocodile goddess. And the crocodile goddess, you were worshipped, or your energy or people came to you in a state of war. Whenever they was going out to fight battles, or whenever they had issues, they will come to you to like you would give them advice. You were
Right.
very strategic. You was also very overprotective. You had many children, but none of them was really yours.
Mhm.
Biologically, you didn't have you, and you was okay with that. Again, the crocodile goddess, I'm seeing you come up and down the water. So when I see you go up and down the water, we definitely dealing with the spirit and the physical realm. So you always had that intuitive side of you, or that intuition, or that spiritual you. You was always um following your ancestors, is what they're saying. You always was in tune with the ancestral realm. And
Yeah.
that's how come I'm
Yeah.
seeing. That's how come I'm seeing
Mm.
the water. Going up and down the water deals with also life and death. Is what
Yeah.
they're saying. And two, life and death deals with killing off of the old you, only for you to begin the new you, the life you, the real you. You would
Mhm.
be you would be a very good counselor. I'm not sure. I'm seeing a child here for you. I'm not sure if you have children already. But if you don't, it's gonna come. But I don't think that you might have a lot of children. You have children already, or what?
No, I don't have children, but I do. Actually, I work at school, so I work with children. Um,
Oh, those are
interested in
your,
yoga as
yeah.
well. Yeah, it's funny you say about yoga because I'm a yoga teacher, so I teach children yoga, and
Oh,
I'm actually qualified in Kemetic yoga as well. So.
oh, good for, well then. So this is where it's coming from. There you go.
Yeah,
This
for
this is
sure.
this. Oh, beautiful. That's. Oh man, I love it.
That's,
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
I love it. I love to put
And
the pieces together
I'm a
like this.
Pisces as well. I'm a
Say,
Pisces, so when you're talking about the water, it makes perfect sense. My birthday was last week, Saturday.
oh, well, last week when?
Saturday, like the 4th.
Oh, times two is the eighth. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Uh-huh. Times two is the eighth. So I mean, but then two, you is the fourth. So, and born on the third month. So 3 plus 4 is 7. That's the Christ. That's the spiritual
Yeah.
you. That's the God
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
And then two, I picked up more so on this Scorpion energy, which is also good because guess what? Seven, the number seven, also deals with underlining knowledge. Things
Mhm.
that, and again, as a Pisces, everything come to you in the dream world, which is the real world,
Yeah.
which is the spirit
Yeah.
world, and then you
Mhm.
now bring it back to the physical world. So that is the same analogy, or same characteristics of who you were in your past life. And I can see you coming back as a Pisces. Definitely see you coming back as a Pisces, because in any event, Pisceans always, have like this spiritual, you know, feeling to them, or touch to them. You
Mhm.
you know that I'm not
Yeah.
being biased. My
Yep.
birthday's on Wednesday, but I'm not being biased.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm really not. I'm really not, because it's true.
Yeah.
It is known that Pisceans are the psychic ones. It is known that
The domestic.
Pisceans are able to feel. And that's why I said, in your past life, as the energy of like this crocodile energy in different timings, people will come to you to consult with you before they're going out to war, or rather ask you for their prayer.
Wow.
Literally coming to your house, and praying with them, so that
Mhm.
they can come back home, or the war can be successful. Many people came and gave you jewelry, gold, fruits. You lived a lovely, lovely, lovely life because of who you just were. I'm more so
Right.
feeling like you could have been an orphanage, or you never knew your parents. You never knew your parents. Do you have a good relationship with your parents now?
Yeah, my mum, we're really close. She's actually Scorpio as well.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad and I, we have a challenging relationship, but we get on really, really well. He's Sagittarius.
Good.
But yeah, we're
See?
cool.
So now that's your karmic reward. So it's like in your past life you didn't have good parents or you didn't have quite of a good relationship with your parents, but now in this life all is well. And then too, your mom is a Scorpio, so we're dealing with the number 8, the 8th house right there, family, intimacy, love, partnership. And when I say partnership, it doesn't necessarily always have to be intimate partnership, right? It's just being a team with somebody, understanding someone, being compatible with someone, which is your mother. That's a beautiful thing. I see it. Definitely a baby girl. Is going to come forth, and I love the fact that you said that you're a teacher, and you the same thing when I said in your past life you had many children, but none of them was actually yours. Same thing.
Yeah. Wow.
But you want to be patient. You definitely want to be patient. You definitely want to continue to work on your heart chakra. And just I'm definitely as whatever it is that gets put out is what you create for yourself. That understanding. You have that understanding. So just continue to maintain this vibratory rate of unconditional love. Is what your spirit guides is saying, and not second guessing yourself. That's another thing. And always, I'm not sure if I'm gonna allow you to express yourself, but I'm not sure if you are doing the visual thing. Visualizing your near future, visualizing your reality, but you want to begin to visualize. You want to also begin to ask your spirit when you go to sleep. Your grandmom's here. Ooh, where you from?
Jamaica.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Both my grandmothers are alive, but my mom's grandparents are both in spirit, and I've had readings before, and I have a lot of older people around me, both men and women that have passed that are older than me. I grew up with my grandparents in Birmingham, so I grew up around a lot of old people. A lot of them are passed on now. Yeah, so I have a lot of old people, women and men that are around me in the spirit realm. So I'm wondering who that could be.
Yeah, well, if it's not your grandma, it's your great grandma. I call her your grandma because I feel like she's your grandma, but it's okay. She's your great grandma. The way the way she looks. She's not tall and she's not short. She's not, she's not tall and she's not too short. She's like medium, probably what 5'6" ish, that kind of height. She's brown. She's brown skin. She's a little small, not too big. She has her head is wrapped in white, but the way her head is wrapped is. Have you ever seen Noble Drew Ali?
Yes.
That's how that's how her head is wrapped, like that, like a Moor. That's why I had to stop, like, whoo, because it's a very powerful energy. And Jamaicans, you guys are just like Haitians. You get what I'm saying? Very strong, centered, and centered people. And remember when I said you always dealt with the ancestral realm. That is now it makes sense now in the physical realm that you just confirmed. I have a lot of family in the ancestral and the spirit realm. They're with you.
Yes.
They're definitely with you. You want to change your water. Do you have the altar?
This is what I wanted to kind of ask you about, actually, because I really want to kind of step that up, really kind of level up in terms of my ancestral worship, if you like, whatever the word should be. So yeah, I really kind of want to know like what I should give them, who is kind of resonating with me most, etc., etc. So yeah, I do, but I don't. At times I don't really know what to put on there.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is that your great grandma here, which I consider to be your grandma in a sense, but or your mama, Your great grandmom here.
So you said mama. Sorry to cut you, but my granddad's mom was always called mama.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, cause she's like mama.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, okay, so your mama here. I don't want to disrespect the spirit, so I'm like.
No. That was her name, mama.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, your mama here. Hey, she's asking more so, but she's asking more so for water. She's asking more so for water. Just, I mean, keep it with flowers, keep it clean. Of course, keep it with any type of, again, you're a Pisces, so it's all about how your spirit moves you. But you wanna have some water there. You also wanna have, like, even if they have like coffee, is anything that, the way I say about altars is, whatever it is that that just your ancestors, or that your ancestors or whatnot, they desire, their preference, that's what you want to put on your altar. That's what you want to put on the altar for you. But for her, she's more so telling you to put water on the altar. And when you put this water on the altar, you want to always keep changing it, consistently. Like, probably every week you want to change the water. Because you don't want bad water on the altar. It's not going to be good. It's going to be a form of disrespect. I feel like for them more so. Everybody's ancestors is different. Some ancestors, they don't care if you leave the water up for a month. But with them, or with her, and I'm feeling like she is like the general of the crew. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you don't gotta call, you don't gotta speak to everybody, just speak to me. Okay, mama, I'll just speak to you. It's okay. So, she's just saying, make sure you put, just clean up the altar. She was a very, I'm feeling like she was like very strict. What was her sign? A Libra or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think my mom would know either. I'll find out.
Okay. Okay, well, in any event, she was very in order. That's how I'm gonna say. She was very in order. And Libras are like that. Libras are very anal, in order. They like things to be, in justification and purification and righteousness and things of that nature.
My rising is Libra, actually, as well.
Who?
My rising sign, my ascendant sign is Libra.
Oh, you know what? I really don't be knowing about the ascendant signs like that. I don't know what that means really, but I get it. I get it, but I really don't. Yeah, I really don't. All I know is how to read a natal chart, and when they say ascending, it's like, okay, this ascending sign. Okay, but what is the meaning of the ascending sign? Like, if you could tell me the meaning of the ascending sign, then I can break it down in terms of what that, or how it applies to you.
So your ascendant sign is the sign that you appear to be to the world. So, you had your sun sign, which is your, like, how you project yourself. Your personality. Your moon sign is your emotions, your emotional side. And your ascendant sign is how you appear to others. So people will say to me, oh, are you a Libra? And I'll say, no, but it's my ascendant sign, so I'm not surprised. That's how other people perceive me. Okay. That's your ascendant sign.
Okay. So then that will make sense of why you reincarnated as ascendant sign in Libra, because again, remember when I said that in your past life, they came to you to get the final word. That's justice. That's you're the authority. You see, you're the authority. So again, moving forward, you can also be the authority here with counseling people. Definitely with counseling people, definitely with writing, expression. Okay, that was one of the things that came up during meditation for you. Expressing yourself in many different ways, rather it's through yoga, rather it's through writing, rather it's through poetry, rather it's through singing, rather it's through art. Being artsy. Us Pisceans, we get that creative mind, and we just start drawing and thinking and singing and saying anything because it's coming from spirit. So that's very interesting as well. And then too, it will make sense in a way because I mentioned to you, you have to begin, or you should, or I recommend that you continue to work on the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, and if you're talking about Mayat, you know, which is the goddess of justice and purification, she weighs your heart on the scale. And if your heart is not lighter than a feather, then guess what? You're gonna have to learn the lesson again of love and of balancing yourself and you know, and unconditional love. So it ties in with one another. With you, it definitely ties in with one another with you. But again, always be open minded. I'm not sure again if you are dealing with this trust issue, but it's okay to trust. You know, and let me tell you something. I always say to myself, if you don't trust somebody else, that means you don't trust yourself. Because as a Pisces, because if you trust yourself, then you trust that you won't bring yourself or align yourself with anyone that is not trustworthy. So therefore, cut the I don't trust this person or something. Cut it out, because if you don't trust somebody else, that means you don't trust yourself, because you should always be resonating with the spirit you and not the ego you.
Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, things is coming along though. Where you traveling to? You have any plans so far?
Oh no, what's funny? I'm saying I don't know, but my friend, she's doing a retreat to Gambia in October. And she just mentioned she wants me to come along and do some, you know, classes and some talks and stuff. And I've spent a lot of time in New York actually. A lot of time in New York. I have, you know, some friends over there. I'm trying to get to Cuba this year as well. So yeah, that makes sense as well.
Oh, you got a busy schedule. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a busy schedule then. Yes, most definitely. That's a beautiful thing. That's coming up with you. You know, adventure, travel, you know, exploring. And then too, when I said I had to call you on 305, the number 5 deals with change. You know, and that's the alignment, right? Change, you know, unexpected changes as well, spontaneous changes, adventure, exploring, you know, the number 5 also deals with what? Sagittarius. So, you know, and the Sagittarians are the explorers. So it's definitely, looking positive for you, despite the internal and finding out who you are. And what I mean by finding out who you are, I mean by really understanding your powers. That's a good thing. And really understanding your powers. That goes back to the number 8 with you. You know, and you are at your peak. I am at my peak, but I'm not done with who I am. I'm just not a channeler. I'm just not a person that provides or prepares spiritual baths. I'm not just a person that does nutritional consultation. I'm just not a friend. I'm just not an auntie. I'm just not a daughter. I'm more than this. And as I continue to explore with my clients, and go into deep meditation and go into the spirit realm within myself, I come to find out that I want to become a doula. I come to find out that I'm going to get some land. I come to find out so many different things. So that's what I'm passing down to you in terms of what are the different, and again, the children thing with you, that's a plus. You know, I think you're gonna always be around children. With you know, within your lifetime, you're gonna always be around children. And then the number 7 too, is the cosmic mother. You know, spirituality to Christ. So that's a beautiful thing. You know, and then too, you might even have issues at times, or you gotta find what your spirit guides are saying is, you have to find, as you grow spiritually, begin to have a balance with how you deal with people on a physical level. Because it's going to get to the point where you're going to be like, these motherfuckers are dumb. It's gonna come to the point where you're going to be like, oh my God. Like, who am I? Like, do I belong here?
What am I doing here? No, I know that's how I feel now.
Okay, so then you're already
that's how
there.
I feel now. Yeah, so that like I'm just laughing because it's like that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, like everyone's asleep. Like please wake up. But like and I can be quite impatient with people sometimes, and not so sort of compassionate because it's frustrating. But I'm aware of that. Like I'm really aware that I need to kind of check myself, when I'm dealing with people because, I have to meet people where they are rather than where I think they should be because, not everyone's in the same space. So
let me tell you something right there. That's growth. You understand? That's wisdom. That's a sense of growth because everyone doesn't wake up at the same time, and you yourself was once at a point where you were blind to a whole lot of stuff, right? Or probably you wasn't. You get what I'm saying? Probably you wasn't, just because of where I'm picking up on this crocodile goddess thing. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go into my book. Let me just give you a little bit more information to see if that crocodile spirit is in this spirit book. Do you give me permission?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay.
This is so exciting.
I was just thinking the same thing. I said, I wonder if she really is enjoying our energy. Thank you for speaking to me telepathically. I'm trying to tell you. I was like, I know this is a very exciting, like, this is, enjoyable, more so.
No,
it's like,
I remember I think I got a book about Isis and Horus, right? And I got the book, I went on YouTube, and I saw one of your videos was like something about raising the Osiris in your king or something, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, it's the same kind of topic. So I clicked on your thing, and I was like, who is this woman? Like, who is she? I must have watched about, like, I was watching the videos from morning to night. I was like, I need to get a read from her ASAP. So this is so cool.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yes. And now, look, you done, created the reality for yourself where now you're on the phone with me. That's a beautiful thing. That is definitely a beautiful thing. Give me a second. Let me see about this dev peaceful dear goddess, children, see, cow goddess, no, we talk, and other. Oh, Sobek. Oh, okay, Sobek. Let's go into Sobek. Oh, Sobek. Who's Sobek? Sobek. Are you familiar with Sobek?
No, I'm not.
Okay, Sobek. Let's go into Sobek. S-O. Okay, let's go into Sobek.
It's funny you mentioned this because I was wondering myself, like, because I've been tapping into more of the Orishas lately. And I was wondering, like, am I on the right path with this? So it's interesting that you bring up the Kemetic deities instead. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, everything has a tie with one another too. So we're gonna get into this and see if there's a tie to anything on the quote unquote Orisha side. And see how everything ties in with one another and give you some further information. Okay. Okay. S-O. Okay, Sobek. Ooh, Lord of the Dark Waters. Origin, Egypt. Sobek is a crocodile god. His name literally means crocodile. Sobek is a crocodile and hence something of an amphibian spirit. How you feel about him will derive from your feelings towards crocodile. Sobek is a particularly ancient Egypt deity. Active veneration of Sobek continued until the forced abolition of traditional Egyptian religion. Sobek was adored and beloved by some people but feared by others. Crocodiles, after all are killers, right? That's perhaps why they came to you to get the final say in terms of how to go about the war, right? Because you was very strategic, in a sense. They were the primary danger lurking in the Nile. Sebek rules the most powerful and dangerous aspects of the waters. There you go. That's a Pisces for you. Sebek protects. Look, Sebek protects those he loves or for whom he feels responsible for, but he menaces others. Sebek is the son of Neith, who may have self-generated himself with no need for a father. Remember what I told you about your? Remember what I told you?
Yeah.
About your. Alternatively, Sebek's father is Set, which is interesting. Set is what? Set is the brother of Osiris. Set is also known as Amun, isn't it Amun?
I think so, yeah.
Amun, and when you talk about Amun, you talk about Amin, and when you talk about Amin, you talk or Amun, Amen, and Damon, which is that type of thing. Or demon or rather demon is actually Amen, and Amen is actually Amin, and Amin is Amun, and when you talk about Amun, you talk about the sun god in a sense. So you just have to understand how to break these things down, and then when you talk about Amun and Amin, you also talking about what? Carbon, in a sense, because you're talking about right. So what it says, Sebek's father is Set. Yet another myth suggests that Sebek emerged alone from the primordial dark waters of chaos, and that he himself created he himself created and ordered the world. That's the Libra, ordering the world, right? His oldest shrine was at Shedet in the swamps of the Fayan, an oasis west of the Nile. The Greeks who later ruled Egypt renamed Shedet Crocodile Polis, which means crocodile city. During the Middle Kingdom, the pharaohs began to pay more attention to the Fayan region, and Sebek was brought to national attention. Remember when I said everybody came to you. He was particularly revered during the 12th and 13th dynasty. Sebek became the personal protector of pharaohs, serving to protect against dangers deriving from the human and spirit realm.
Wow.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I'm telling you. So 8 pharaohs were named. Is Sebek Hotep, Sebek Neferu, Sebek Hotep and Sebek Neferu, 1799-1795 BCE. The last ruler of the 12th dynasty is the first documented female pharaoh. Sebek is the multi-faceted spirit who performs various functions. Remember what I just said? I'm not just this person, and so on. You're not just, you got to understand, a spirit who performs various functions. He is an aggressive guardian who repels and devours spirits, who threatens his devotees. Sebek is generous with his powers. Contact with him allegedly enhances one's own personal powers. As Lord of the Dark Waters, Sebek rules the dangers of the deep. Thus, he protects against danger emanating from the Nile River. According to the myth, the Nile River emanates from Sebek's sweat. In one version of the saga of Isis and Osiris, Sebek personally retrieves Osiris' dead body part from the river and carries it to the shore on his back. Now, this is let me break that part down just a tad bit, right? When they say Sobek personally retrieves Osiris' dead body part from the river and carries it to the shore. First of all, the river is water, right? So we're dealing with the womb. We're dealing with the feminine aspect. And what was missing was his phallus, right? And they said as above, so below. Remember when I mentioned to you about life and death, right? This right there is you brought about life and death because you need the phallus, which is the symbol of the ankh, the phallus and the ovaries. The water is the womb. The phallus is Osiris in order for you to begin life again or to begin rejuvenated again. When Isis or Aset found that missing body part, you get what I'm saying? She revived the Osiris, or she revived the god in Osiris. That's what she did when she found that body part, when she found the phallus. Now, the interesting thing is we also have when you talk about the phallus, we also about you see the unicorns have something that projects in their third eye too. That is a symbol of the phallus. That is a symbol of the all-seeing eye. That's why it's as above, so below. So, he is a deity of both personal and vegetative fertility, an erotic spirit who is the epitome of virility. Sobek bestows sexual prowess to men and fertility to women. He is invoked to help women in childbirth. Bringing his image into the birthing room allegedly eases labor pains and keeps predatory spirits at bay. That's good to know. If an image, and remember when I said you had many different children, but you didn't have any of your own, it makes sense. If an image, let me see, of Sobek is unavailable, the image of any crocodile or even an Egyptian hieroglyphically representing crocodile is sufficient as a substitute. Sobek is intensely associated with crocodiles. He protects some people, but he is also the guardian of the crocodiles. Manifestation with Cleopatra has a bit of an encounter with Sobek's sacred temple crocodiles in Margaret George of 1998 novel, The Memoirs of Cleopatra. Manifestation, Sobek is a Nile crocodile or a man with a crocodile head. His attributes, Egyptian was scepters and ankh. There you go, the ankh. See, look, the ankh. The sacred sites, Sobek's primary shrine was in the Fayum, but he was venerated throughout Egypt. He had a large sanctuary of at Kom Omba near Aswan, now a prime tourist attraction. Offerings, incense, images of crocodiles, and treasures. See also Hathor, which is the cow goddess. Isis, which if you talk about who are you related to in the Oshun, the Orishas, Isis is also a form of Oshun. And then you have Neith, and then you have Osiris, and then you have Set, and then you have Taweret. That is all of the different deities that are associated with Sobek, who is the Lord of the Dark Waters. And you know what's Pisces is rather you get the good side of us or you gonna get the dark waters. That's just how it is. If you mess with our children, you gonna get the dark waters.
Yeah, for sure.
You gonna get the dark waters. So that's interesting to know, just understanding, just putting everything together and resonating with that information. That's good to know. Do you have any? Do you have any questions?
God, do I have any questions? Oh yeah, so maybe about so relationship wise, I'm in a quite complicated situation. It's very like twin flame type of energy between us. We both had our Saturn return last year, which is kind of a time when you have like a new cycle come around. So a lot of it was like tying up loose ends. A lot of it kind of triggered each other quite a lot last year in terms of childhood things and past relationship wounds and stuff. So I'm just curious to see if you have any insight into the future of just relationship, in terms of, I mean, you mentioned a baby, which is great to hear, but just in terms of like, my future and on a personal level.
I mean, if you're gonna have a child, then that means you're gonna have a relationship. You get what I'm saying? I don't feel like you're gonna be like a baby mother, and nothing against single mothers or people that didn't things didn't work out with them. No offense to them, but I feel like you are going to be in a committed relationship. If it is with this guy, let me see. He has a sister or a brother or something, or
yeah, he lives with both of his siblings. Well, too many, but yeah, he lives with his sister and his brother.
Okay, that's him. Okay, I had to get him. Is he into into like other races as well?
I don't know, to be honest.
What's his sign?
Libra.
Yeah, they're the charmers. They're the charmers, and they bring about order and balance. I do feel like he wants to settle down, which your spirit guys are saying. I do feel like he wants to settle down. But he has to. You can't want it more than he wants it. Is what they're basically saying, or just anybody else. Like whatever it is that he wants, nobody else could want it more than he wants it for himself. So I feel like with him, you gotta just go with the flow type of thing. I know us Pisces, we can want to be a little bit dominant or, want to be in control at times. But with him, actions, let me tell you something. Actions definitely speaks louder than words. If he's telling you one thing and he's doing the other, please take it for that, because those Libras, they a different type of breed at times. I mean, but they're very loving people. But it's a difference between Libra men and Libra women. Libra women, they get heartache and pain. They get heartache and pain. But it just seems like Libra men is just like, oh, I'm indecisive. That's what I'm picking up with him. And do not allow, because you have already established something with him, do not allow his indecisiveness to hold you back from receiving what it is that you want. And that's my advice to you pertaining to this spirit here, because I don't know if it was his earlier days or what, but I see that he is like a man that likes variations. You get what I'm saying? He likes chocolate and vanilla. Let's just put it like that, So he's not mixed, right?
No, he's not mixed.
Okay. Where is he from, actually?
His dad is from the Congo. His mom is from Martinique.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's Congolese like me.
Yeah, his dad. He's got quite complex. Had quite a complex childhood, to say the least.
Yeah. So that's that variation thing. Excuse me? I'm sorry.
He's seen a lot. Like, he's seen a lot of, I would say, trauma. Like, he's been through quite a lot of trauma, I would say would be the best way of putting it. We've had different upbringings completely.
And that's the reason why I'm saying that, you know, as you know, people come into our life for many different reasons, you know, and you might have came into his life to, you know, bring him up, enhance him, or, just, be a part of his spiritual growth, as the number 7, as the Christ, as the nurturer, as the one that is very skillful and is always in between spirit and physical. You get what I'm saying? And understand this. When you approach this relationship with this guy, I want you to feel things out. I don't want you to see. I don't want you to see it. I want you to feel it. You hear what I'm saying? I don't want you to physically be it. I want you to feel it. So if you're not feeling it, if your spirit is not feeling it, then that's the answer for you. Because again, we can't want anything more than somebody else wanting for themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect sense.
Okay.
Yeah. One more thing I had to ask. So I've just started doing tarot card readings, and I am just interested to find out what ways I could kind of ground and sort of protect my energy after a reading, because I'm aware that, like, I'm kind of leaving myself wide open after I've done the reading to various energies that might not serve me. So yeah, I was wondering about
that. You want to rub your hands with frankinmyrrh or frankincense or frankinmyrrh or sage oil. They say every time you touch those cards, and when you're done, before and after, before you do it and then after, you want to anoint your hands or rub your hands with the special kind of oil, not something you get from like the hair store or whatever. We're talking about essential oils, like essential, some, or rather, you go to like the Muslim shops, they have those kind of oils.
That makes sense.
Where do you live? Where do you live exactly? Oh, you said London. You live in London.
Yeah, I live in London.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You told me. Yeah. Okay. You have other questions?
Just in terms of the orishas, I was wondering if there was, because I've been working quite a lot with Oshun and Elegua, and I pulled the Egun card quite a lot for myself. So I was wondering if there was kind of any insight that you could offer with them, or...
I mean, if that's what you're pulling up, then I'm not gonna go against it. I'm not going. It's nothing else to say. That's what's being shown to you. I just confirmed that on a Kemetic level, or on an Egyptian, a Kemite is Isis. So Isis is Oshun. And again, as I always tell my clients, even as I begin to grow in spirituality, it's all about, if I never seen this particular person itself, then I'm only working with the energy that it portrays. I never ever in my life seen a damn Oshun actual person. I never seen it. So you can't work on that person. You have to work with the energy that this person gives off, in a sense, or the energy of this spirit. Because the spirit is always alive.
Yeah. Okay. Any like crystals I should be using? Any colors, particularly? You said orange, yellow.
Orange, yellow. That's citrine. That's citrine. I will recommend amethyst. I will recommend clear quartz. I will recommend lapis lazuli. I will recommend blue lace agate when you're going to sleep, putting it on your pineal gland. I will recommend I will also recommend moldavite. anything to help you stay grounded. Us Pisces, we observe or absorb a lot of different energies. So, you want to ground yourself, or you want to protect yourself from psychic attack. Because people, somebody could. Let me tell you something. It's so real nowadays that somebody could, somebody could be thinking something negative, and because you're so in tune, you just pass by. And remember when I just said, oh, we just did this telepathy thing? That could be the same thing with you and somebody that's just passing by.
Yeah, I am really sensitive to energy. Really sensitive to energy.
That's what I'm saying.
With, working with the children and things like that.
With their children, yeah, with those children too.
Yeah. Wow, that was really amazing.
Well, I thank you. I thank you for choosing me. I thank you for, allowing me this opportunity to guide you. I wish nothing but goodness and wealth for you.
Thank you so much. Same for you as well. Happy birthday for Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Happy birthday to me. Yes. So this session has been recorded. Would you like it to be private or?
Oh, no, you can put it up. You can put it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it helped me, so, I want, hopefully other people will be helped in some way with me with this one.
Okay. All right, my love. So thank you so much.
Will you send this to me? Will you send me the video, whatever it is?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
All right, will you take care?
Same to you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right.